Good morning, parents of under fives. I hope you are all very well today. My name is Anne Gwindy, and I am a parent educator and coach for parents of under fives. Today, I'm going to be talking about the role of the health visitor. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, what is a health visitor? Well, I live in the United Kingdom, and we are very lucky in the UK to have the National Health Service. And within that, the government have decided that they would train health visitors to work with families of under fives in health education and health promotion. So I think we are very lucky actually to live in the UK and to have this service for our families. So what do you need to be? What qualifications do you need to be a health visitor? Well, first of all, you need to be a nurse. So my background is as a children's nurse and an adult nurse. So you need basic nurse training to be able to be a health visitor and work with families. But some health visitors have a background in mental health nursing or learning disabilities, or indeed mental health nursing. And many are duly qualified, but not all. But on top of that, you need to have additional qualification as a health visitor or a public health nurse. Some of you who are living in Ireland will know it as a public health nurse. Now, this training takes place over a year, and it's quite intense, the training, and I remember it being quite demanding. So what kind of things did we cover to equip us to be a health visitor? Well, we covered social policy, sociology, and psychology, so basically all the ologies. But we also covered the principles and practice of health visiting, and we focused on child development. So the things that we covered in child development were nutrition and infant feeding, sleeping, immunization, those types of things. And we went into detail in all of those subjects so that we would be able to support parents in their parenting journey. So once you become a health visitor, the government have decided that 11 years ago, they decided to roll out the Healthy Child program. So what does the Healthy Child program entail? Well, it is 5 visits that we carry out in the home. And they are mandated visits. But parents don't have to allow a health visitor in, actually. It's your choice. So it's really important that you know that. So the first visit is usually in pregnancy, after 28 weeks of pregnancy. Your health visitor will make an appointment with you, and she will basically tell you the role of the health visitor, get to know a little bit about your family. So normally what they do is that they will do a family needs assessment. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that they kind of go through your family circumstances really to see where your kind of strengths are and the challenges are around your family and your support system really, so that they have a very good idea as to what support that you may need after your baby is born. Now, what happens is that health visitors will then look at your circumstances and basically assess what your needs are. And they will fall into 3 different categories. So most families will fall into universal service. So what does this mean? Well, universal services mean that you get these 5 mandated visits. So the first visit, as I said, will be in pregnancy, where you get to know each other. And then the second visit will be the new birth visit. And this will be taking place normally between day 10 and day 14, because your midwife should be visiting you for the first 10 days, and then the health visitor takes over. So the new birth visit is the second visit. Then the third visit is at 6 to 8 weeks. Now, this will normally coincide with your baby's first developmental check that the GP carries out and the first immunization. So the next visit will be the 8 to 12 month developmental check. And this will normally be done in a baby clinic, and it may not necessarily be with your health visitor. So the health visitor will work within a skill mixed team. So it might be that a nursery nurse will do your child's developmental check. And sometimes it can be done at home. So the GP will do the first one at 6 to 8 weeks. Then the nursery nurse will do the next developmental check at 8 to 12 months. And then we have our developmental check between 2 and 2.5 years. Now, there may be some children and some places indeed that will do the developmental checks a bit later than this. But this is the developmental checks that we do under the Healthy Child Programme. Excuse me. So what do we do when we carry out a developmental check? Well, we're looking at your child's development, and it's an opportunity to really bring up any worries or concerns that you have. But we will normally send you an ages and stages questionnaire, and that is in 5 areas of the development that we look at. So the first area we look at is communication. So we're looking at how your child is developing language and skills, and it will be different for every child and their stage of development. The next area that we look at is their fine motor development. So we're looking at how they can manage their hand-eye coordination, how they're developing their pincer grasp and their palmar grasp, those sorts of things. The next area is their gross motor development. Sorry. So their gross motor development, we're looking at how they can stand, how they're walking, how they're jumping, climbing, all of those things. Hand-eye coordination again, kicking a ball, catching a ball, that sort of thing. Then the next area we're looking at is problem solving. So we will be looking to see, for example, in the 2-year check, 2 to 2.5 year check, whether a baby can build a tower of bricks or whether they can thread beads, for example. And then the last area is around their social and emotional development. So we're looking at how they're developing relationships, their family, their friends, their peers, if they're in nursery, how they're doing, how they're making friends and playing with other children. So those are the 5 areas of development that we look at in the Ages and Stages questionnaire. And then what we do is we score it to see where your child is in their development. Now, in the majority of cases, your child is doing absolutely fine and developing normally. But it gives us an opportunity to pick up any worries or concerns that you may have, or areas indeed where your baby is not developing as they should be. So it is a really important opportunity for us to be able to pick up things early. So health visiting is all about early intervention and health promotion, so that we can have your child school ready or nursery ready and pick up things and work with you if there's any worries or concerns. So what might these be? Well, if we take the area of communication, for example, if your baby isn't developing language, then we can certainly work with you and refer you to a speech and language therapist to just give you hints and tips to help your baby along the way to make sure that they can develop language. Now, often a child who lives in a family where English is their second language, they might be a little bit slower to develop language. And that's absolutely normal, okay? So don't worry. But the great advantage is that they will be bilingual by the time they go to school. So that is the role of the health visitor, really. Once your child goes into school, we don't have any more contact with you. But our whole aim and purpose really is to offer you health education and health promotion and pick up things early so that your child is school ready. And then what we do once your child goes into school, we hand over the care of your baby, well, your child, to the school nurse. And then she will look after your child's health needs from school age up to the age of where they leave school. So that is it. That is the role of the health visitor. I hope that you have found it informative. If you have, please do leave me a comment or a like. I have also written a book on the role of the health visitor, especially for you. I have worked as a health visitor for 15 years, and I've put all of my knowledge, skills, and experience into this one book just for you. So today is the last day of my talks, and I hope you have enjoyed my head-to-toe MOT of your baby. All of the things that I talked about in my talks over the last 21 days is exactly what we do as a health visitor in order to advise, guide, and support parents of under 5. Until next time, take care, everybody, and happy parenting. Bye-bye.